My name is Amy. I'm coming at you from Dayton Nursery in Norton, Ohio, and we're going to talk all about water. Now, we all know that plants, especially those newly planted into the landscape, need water. But how much and when is the key. So stay tuned because you'll be on your way to proper watering techniques with our easy tips. To begin, you need the right tools. Even though sprinklers and regular hose nozzles do a decent job, hand watering is superior to get a plant established. Here at Dayton's, we recommend a watering wand. The watering wand offers advantages over traditional nozzles, as it offers a built-in shutoff valve and trigger. Plus, the longer length allows you to water the root system without bending over. The gentle rain-like spray will water the soil without washing it away. Now let's talk about when to water. We advise to water early in the day so the plant foliage has time to dry off. Watering in the morning is best, but later in the day also works as long as the plant's foliage that is wet will dry by nightfall to help prevent problems with fungal diseases. Now let's talk about how to water. With a newly planted tree or shrub, first concentrate on the water on the root ball and then the surrounding soil. Newly planted plants cannot pick up water from moist surrounding soil until their roots actually grow into the soil. And even though our waterer here is just 3 years old, this is an example of what not to do. You want to concentrate the water stream around the root ball. Be sure to water thoroughly using the volume of water later explained in this video. Plants grown in nursery pots will require regular waterings for 3 times per week for the first 3 weeks after planting. After the initial 3-week period, water when necessary depending on weather conditions. Usually with rainfall amount of 1 inch or more in a 24-hour period, a watering day can be skipped. The amount of water is based on the container size. It's easy. Just divide the gallon size of the pot by 2 to get the amount of gallons of water to apply. If you planted a 1-gallon pot, half of a gallon of water will be needed per watering, and a 3-gallon pot will require 1.5 gallons of water, and so on. It is important to know that acid-loving plants such as rhododendrons and azaleas will require a 6-week watering schedule for proper establishment. Water plants grown in burlap once weekly during normal conditions. If the weather is hot and dry, increase the watering frequency to twice per week. So, how do you determine the amount of water for each plant that is balled and burlapped? As a rule of thumb, use 10 gallons of water for each inch of tree trunk diameter, or use just 1 gallon of water for each foot of plant height or width. This 1.5-inch caliper evergreen tree will require a minimum 15 gallons of water per watering. This shorter 2-foot evergreen in balled and burlapped will require just 2 gallons of water per watering. Evergreens over 3 feet tall or wide will require 2 gallons of water for every foot of height or width. For example, a 6-foot Canadian hemlock will require 12 gallons of water minimum per watering. Keep this schedule for 3 weeks, but extend as necessary if hot, drought-like conditions do occur. As an exception, balled and burlapped rhododendron, azaleas, pieris, and their relatives will require more frequent waterings, such as 3 times per week. Be sure to keep up the schedule for these plants for 6 weeks after planting. Even though our tips are based on amount of gallons of water, we do not recommend using gallon milk jugs or buckets of water. The water could flow too quickly and just run off. Since everyone's water pressure is a bit different, we suggest the timer method as it only needs to be done once. Take an old gallon milk jug and fill it using your watering wand. A funnel may help to get the water directly into the jug, or better yet, just cut off the top. If it takes 1 minute, then you will know how much watering time you must allocate to each plant. Sometimes you may overwater a plant. An easy way to check is to stick a long screwdriver into the soil surrounding the plant. If it is hard to do, the plant needs more water. If it sinks right in, you can hold off watering. Remember that newly planted plants cannot pick up water from surrounding moist soil until new roots grow into the soil from the original root ball. Never use water that has gone through a water softener on your plants because of excess salts. You can also break up the watering into 3 portions by giving each plant only 1/3 of its requirement when watering several plants, and then repeating the scenario 3 times. You cannot harm a plant by giving it too much water per watering. However, watering too often can kill your plants, voiding the soil of oxygen the roots need. Also keep in mind, most evergreens such as pine, spruce, hemlock, and arborvitae that are newly planted do not show water needs until it's too late. So it is best to keep them under a regular watering regimen during their establishment.
Well, that's about it. With the right tools and right information at hand, watering your plants properly gets them on track to successful growth. So thank you for watching and happy watering.